Hello, in this video I will show you how to open a data file using SPSS. For the purpose of this video, I saved a few datasets on my desktop in this folder called SPSS files. You will see that in this folder there are a few datasets with the extension .por. The typical extension for an SPSS dataset is .sav. When we have a data file that has a different extension, if we simply click on it like we would with other files, for instance with Word documents, the computer may not know which software to choose to open these files, especially if you have not been using SPSS before. So you may get an error message that is similar to this one. Of course, you can specify and tell the computer which application to use to open these files, but this may be a little bit more cumbersome. It takes a few extra steps. So the easiest way to do this, to open these files, is to open them from SPSS. So open SPSS first. And I am using version 25th of SPSS, which is currently not the most recent version. I believe the most recent one is now 26. But really, even though there may be some design differences from one version to another, or these windows may look a little bit different, but essentially the steps for opening a data set will be pretty much the same. So the first thing that you will see when you open SPSS is this window called Welcome to IBM SPSS Statistics. You can actually open a data file from here as well, and you can see a list of the data sets that were used recently. Of course, this is not applicable if this is your first time using SPSS. So it's very convenient if you're working on this with the same data to just pick your file from here and then just go straight to work. You can also open a data file from here where you see an icon for a folder, open another file. This will open the folders on your computer, and you can select data sets from any location on your computer. But if this is too confusing, you don't have to open a data file from using this window. In fact, you can even check this button and tell SPSS not to show you this dialog in the future. So you can just close this window, and then what you will see is this window called Untitled, which is the template for a data file. Of course, right now this template is empty because no data file is open. What you can do is actually type in data and create a file, or you can open an existing data file. So the easiest way to do this is to go to File and Open, and then select data. In my case, as you know, I have this folder called SPSS files on my desktop, so this is where I will go. But right now, as you can see, no files or no data sets are visible in this folder, and this is because by default SPSS is looking for files with the extension .sav or .zsav. And as you can remember, my files had the .por extension. So here, where you see files of type, you can select either portable.por if this is a type of file that you're interested in working with, or the easiest way to do it is just to select all files, and then you will see all the data sets or all the files that are included in that folder. So now I can see all the .por files, and I'm just going to randomly select one of them and open them. And now I can see that this file has two variables. One variable is called day and the other one is called births. So now I can see that this file gives me information on number of births by the day of the week. And so this tab called data view shows the actual data, the actual numbers, whereas the other tab, variable view, provides a list of the variables that are included in the data set. As I mentioned before, one variable was day, which is a nominal variable or a categorical variable, and the other variable, births, was numeric, and it showed the number of births by the day of the week. And you may have noticed that when I opened this data set, another window opened and it looked like this. This is the window where you will see the results of your statistical analysis. So if I want to run any kind of um, analysis with the variables that I have in the data set, the results will be shown here in this window, which is called output. So if I go to analyze, let's say descriptive statistics, and then I will do descriptives for the births variable. And this is just to illustrate where the results are displayed. Then I can see the results were printed in this window. And I see here the minimum number of births, the maximum number, as well as the mean and the standard deviation of the number of births. Of course, this data set has very few observations, so I do not recommend running analysis with it, but this is just to illustrate where the results are located. So I hope this helps. Again, this video illustrated how to open a data file using SPSS.